My friend Alusa told me that in his country there are trees that grow there called palm trees. These palm trees produce coconuts. Alusa loves to climb the palm trees to take some coconuts and eat them with his brother. Everyone in Alusa's village knows that if the leaves are pruned during the following spring, then more coconuts grow. However, if the leaves are pruned when they are still green, then those coconuts have a special flavor. My grandmother told me about some young guys she knew when she was growing up. These young guys lived here in Pozuelo in a very large house at the end of the street. They wore something very uncommon called a cassock. The cassock is like a nightgown that my grandmother uses when she goes to bed, but it is black. They wore a cassock because they wanted to be priests. They wanted to be priests like Father Manuel. I like Father Manuel very much because after Mass he always gives me a bunch of candies. Lots of candies. These young guys wanted to be missionaries. In order to become a missionary, one must study a lot. So they studied in a school run by the Oblates called the Scholasticate. They didn't study all the time. They also worked in a vineyard, played sports, prepared theater productions, sang, and even formed a choir. They sang so well that the people would stand out their windows in order to hear them. And all the people of Pozuelo enjoyed having them around. They were very happy. Their dream was to go preach Jesus in the distant lands, perhaps to the children in Africa, Asia, and even the Eskimos in the far north. They would not only speak about Jesus, but they will also build hospitals, churches, colleges, and a house for children that had nowhere to live. But one day, these dreams were shattered. The missionaries tried to live their lives as normal as possible, but the news that arrived from outside was always more terrible and terrible. They slowly felt how the war was approaching their house. The sounds of bombs, the wailing in the streets could every day be heard more and more. All of a sudden, they felt that some people hated them for no reason at all. One day, a truck filled with soldiers drove up the driveway and led to the entrance of their house. They gathered them up and put them in one room while they began to search the house for weapons. None were found. As they searched the house, they threw things out the windows, especially the things that were dearest to the Oblates. The soldiers left, but their first encounter left something in the hearts of the missionaries: fear. One even tried to escape by climbing over the walls that surrounded their house. Another saw him and stopped him. Doubt had crept into their lives. Should they remain faithful or not? Should they escape or remain? The provincial of the Oblates, Father Francesco Esteban, felt it was important to maintain the Oblate communities united, safeguarding the religions and the community's life at all costs. days passed, and July 22nd, without them knowing it, they celebrated their last Eucharist together. That same afternoon, a truck drove up the drive-thru of the Scholasticate, and this time there was much more work and tension. They locked up 38 community members in a single small room, and they remained squeezed there for many hours. The soldiers made a list of their names. Grandmother says they wrote the list using red ink. I don't know why anyone would write in red when blue is my favorite color. One of the soldiers called out their names one by one.
Juan Antonio Pérez Mayo, Pascual Aláez Medina, Cecilio Vega Domínguez, Francisco Polvorinos Gómez, Manuel Gutiérrez Martín, Justo González Llorente, Juan Pedro Cotillo Fernández, Cándido Castán, José Vega Riaño, Serviliano Riaño Herrero, Francisco Esteban Lacal, Vicente Blanco Boadilla, Gregorio Escobar García, Juan José Caballero Rodríguez, Justo Gil Pardo, Publio Rodríguez Muscares, José Guerra Andrés, Justo Fernández González, Daniel Gómez Lucas, Clemente Rodríguez Tejerina, Ángel Francisco Bocos Hernando, Marcelino Sánchez Fernández, Eleuterio Prado Villarroel.
On the night of July 24th, 2 days after their arrest, at 4 in the morning, they were awakened by a commotion. 7 of them were called out and they were put in a truck, never to be seen again. Along with them was a layman, Cándido Castán. The following day, the mayor Pazuello, having heard the news, went to their house in order to free the rest. He was successful. The soldiers freed them but forbade them to live in the community. Each oblate had to go and fend themselves. Each one tried to remain hidden as they could. Some returned to their families, others turned to their regions. Some remained united and others remained separated. Some were able to remain free, while others were arrested little by little. On the eve of October 13, 10 oblates who were hidden in the house of Jose Vallejo were arrested. From there, they were taken to a prison where, without a trial, they were sentenced to death.
Sabemos que nos matáis por católicos y religiosos. Lo somos, pero tanto yo como mis compañeros os perdonamos de todo corazón. ¡Viva Cristo Rey!
The history of Pozuelo Martyrs is very sad, but at the same time very beautiful because it is something that has been repeated from the very beginning of Christianity. They were unable to fulfill their dream of going all over the world and helping the different children of countries build schools, colleges, or hospitals. But without them knowing it, their message and the seeds they planted have gone much further than what they have envisioned. Many families all over the world will speak about them, like Europe, Asia, Africa, the Americas, and Oceania. They will speak about their courage, faith, and faithfulness. Children from all over the world can imitate the great love the Pozuelo Martyrs have for God, and they can tell their grandchildren how these guys, through their love, achieve great things.